Hi, my sewing friends. My name's Diana. Welcome to my channel, The Wandering Sewist. Today, I want to talk to you about this dress that I'm wearing, which is Simplicity 9325. So this dress, I love the way it fits me. It looks really nice, but there's one little thing that I would like to change about it, and that is the way that it fits right through here. As you can see, I have some extra space. So I'm going to back you up. So please don't get dizzy so that you can get more of a view of what I'm talking about. So the midriff of the bodice fits beautifully through here. And it's just over the head, and it has this really nice back. Flutter sleeve, which I like. The only thing that I have a problem with in this dress is there's just a little bit right here. And I'm going to tip my camera down so that you can see the more towards the bottom part. Okay, so I would like to, as I showed in my previous sewing plans, that I would like to make a new dress of this. I'm going to move you back into better lighting. Here we go. There we are. Okay. So I would like to make a new one of these. But I would like for this part right here to be just a smidge better fitting. Because see how it's too much here? And so the shoulder seam sits nicely right here. And the arm side sits nicely right here. But I think that the way that God made me is I'm just short torso. I just have a short torso. And so the block for this Simplicity 9325, maybe the person just has a little bit longer of a torso. So my plan is to put this dress on inside out and then pin the part out that I would not like to have in there. And then measure it. No, wait, I don't need to put it on inside out because all I'm going to do is measure, and then I'm going to transfer these measurements to the bodice piece, which I have right here. My bodice pattern piece. And dropped it, hang on. Okay. So here's my bodice pattern piece. So I just need to take some out of here. So I'm going to have to cut a hinge here somewhere, and then maybe just straight over to the dot on the arm side, just straight over. Just cut a hinge and then just take out that bit of extra length that I don't need through here. And then go ahead and retrace the pattern piece. You know, I will probably have to smooth out this edge and this edge. I just don't want to lose any of the arm side because it's perfect the way it is. I just need to take just a smidge out of here, and it looks like, so let's go ahead and do the pinning. So I'm going to tip you down a little bit. You can see my beloved Bernina back there. You can see some of my previous quilting projects back here. This is this here is the Carpenter's Star. It's a free pattern. I just found it on Pinterest, and I just made that one. And then this one is, I actually took a class to learn how to applique this quilt. I made this for my daughter Naomi. If you know my story, if you know, you know. I made this for her, and it's supposed to be lilies, but I was a beginner. And then I have just a fun, I was having fun with some fat quarters And I just wanted to make kind of a copy of the Missouri Star because I spent a lot of time watching the Missouri Star Quilt Company YouTube channel. At that time, I think it was during lockdown, and I was doing a lot of quilting. I was doing a lot of bag making, and I was doing a lot of making of reusable feminine hygiene pads to donate to charity. And yeah, so that was just before I got into garment making. As soon as the lockdown let up, I started getting more into garments because it just seemed like the logical progression. And I found a really great class local to me at Heartbeat Sewing. If you're in South Africa and you want to find a great sewing teacher, Heartbeat Sewing, that's the place to go. Okay, so I have my trusty pins right here in my tomato. And so what I want to do is I just want to, with you, just pin out the extra that I do not need on both sides. Right here, pin this out. No, that's not the way I need, because I need to be able to measure it. Okay, so this is actually, I'm learning as I'm filming this because I'm just learning how to alter patterns to fit my body. And so I'm filming my process so that if any of you are in the same stage of learning that I am, you know, you can see that you're not the only one. All right, so I need to pinch out the extra, but I need to pinch it out like this so I can measure it. All right, so, and then I'm just going to pin that. Pin that. Ow, I poked my thumb. Poked my thumb. Ow, ow. Sewing can be dangerous. Okay, so that lies a lot more flat. See the difference? Look at the difference. And it also, it's raising up the front panel here to be a little bit more modest, which in a church dress, you need I mean, you don't want to be flashing your chest at church. That is not the place. So now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I will get, and you along with me, will get an idea of how this is supposed to lie when it actually fits me correctly. Don't get me wrong, I love this dress, and this little bit of gaping does not stop me from wearing it at all, because I love this dress. I love the fit. I love the way it looks. I love the fabric. You know, if you followed my channel at all, you know I have a weakness for all things orange. And this is the ultimate orangey orange with the little teeny tiny polka dots. And I love the flutter sleeve. It gives me the illusion of the breezy short sleeve or no sleeve feeling without the discomfort of having my arm showing. And if you know me, you know I don't like my arm showing. Okay, so I may not have done them equally, but let's just look at the difference. I'm going to back you up again. Don't get dizzy. Look at the difference. Ignore the pinching. Ignore this. Look at the difference in the way. So yeah, I do think this side I need to pinch more out. Okay, so how's that? Oh, now it's level. And see, now it clings tight to my chest here. And before, when I had to like lean over and pick up something off the floor or something like that, I felt like falling open. And I may have to See, now this is pulling up a little bit, but do I hate it that way? Let me back up. I need to pull on this. Hang on. I'm adjusting on camera so that you can see what the process of somebody who sews clothes for themselves goes through to try to do it alone, you know, without somebody to help. So I am now pulling the sash tight, just in a knot, so that I can see. Its sash is not cooperating. Hang on. We'll get there. Okay, so I think that it's still fine. I don't think I need to lower this part down. If anything, it's making the girls even more prominent, which can be a good thing or bad thing depending on the girls. But I do think that this part, once I hinge this properly, right? This part lays a lot more flat and will fit much better. Yeah, it fits better through the shoulders. The thing, let me see. Let's look on the camera here. This shoulder seam, the shoulder seam is right here. Still right here. It's still on my shoulder. So I didn't pull it forward, which is good. So I think that I'm going to grab measuring tape, and I'll show you how much I need to take out. Now I may not take out as much, and I'll show you why, as I just thought of something in just a second. Let me grab my measuring tape. Okay, so here is my measuring tape. This is in both metric and imperial. So all I want to do is see how much I pinched out. How much should I pinch out right here? And I have to double it because it is double-sided. So how much did I pinch? I pinched an inch. I pinched an inch. So that would be 2 inches because it's double-sided, right? And this side, I don't think I pinched an inch. So this side I pinched 3/4 of an inch. And this side is pretty good. And this side is starting to get a little bit. So I think perhaps the 3/4 of an inch would be better than the full inch. So I'm still even though it's 3/4 of an inch, I'm still happy with the way that it sits, and I'm happy with the way that the shoulder seam looks still. So, because I can always just go like this and pull it back down. There, now it's adjusted. So this makes it more modest for me, for my comfort level. Oh, I need to be back up so I can look you in the eye. Makes it more modest for me, for my comfort level. And it closes up this gap here that I was experiencing. So, yeah. So I am going to be working on this dress this weekend. So hopefully on my Friday Sews video, fingers crossed, providing nothing goes wrong, there's no emergencies. I mean, you know, mom life is like this. If nothing goes wrong, there's no emergencies, then I may have a finished Simplicity 9325, my second one, to show you, out of that beautiful pink base viscose with the daisies that I showed you in a video a couple weeks ago. So stay tuned to this space for the Friday Sews video and the reveal of that dress. Also tomorrow, May the 7th, is my 1 year YouTube anniversary. So I am doing a live stream on May the 7th at 8 p.m. Central European Time, which is, if you're in the United States, if you're on the Pacific time zone, that's 11 a.m. And then you go over to, I think Mountain Time is next. That would be noon. And then Central Time is 1. And then Eastern Time would be 2 p.m. So if you're in the United States, tomorrow, not necessarily tomorrow, depends on when I get this video up, scratch tomorrow. If you're in the United States, 7th of May, Tuesday at 11 Pacific Time, 2 Eastern Time, or if you're in Europe, 8 p.m. Central European Time. If you're in the UK, that'll be 7 p.m. UK time. Please join me in my 1-year YouTube anniversary celebration where we can talk about fabric, we can talk about patterns, we can fondle through my fabric stash, we can look through my pattern catalog and match patterns to fabric and plan future projects. We can look at all of the African fabrics that I've collected. We can look at the fun vinyls that I have for making handbags. We can look at all kinds of things. And whatever you want to look at, I'm up for fondling all of my fabric stash. So I hope to see you here on this channel on Tuesday, May the 7th. Please check the schedule for the time zone in your area. So the other way that I could take this extra out of here is to just sew a larger seam allowance up here, and I take the same amount out of the front and the back. And so it wouldn't, the shoulder seam, the other way of pinching here, I'm finding, was moving the shoulder seam forward, which may or may not be 100% exactly the right way to do it. So I don't want to impact the arm side right here, the shoulder there. So I would have to do an angle from here to, instead of taking the 5/8 of an each seam allowance here, I would have to do an angle on both sides, 3/4 of an inch on this side and 3/4 of an inch on that, on the front and on the back bodice, and just angle it so that it would take out that 3/4 of an inch by the time it got to here. See how much better that is? Yeah. To be honest, I think that that is probably what I'm going to do instead of worrying about pinching out here, because this, if you look at this, see the shoulder seam, watch. It's pulling the shoulder seam forward, and that is not going to be a good look. So I'm just going to take the shoulder seam and I'm just going to redraw a sew line, starting at the normal 5/8 of a seam allowance at the arm side, but then angling in an additional 3/4 of an inch on the front, so that, and the back, so that it will take out the 3/4 of an inch on both sides. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do. Can you please, down in the comment section below, if you know more about tailoring clothes or adjusting clothes, if you know more than I do, can you please tell me which method you would do? Would you pinch out the 3/4 of an inch, or actually it's 1.5 inches? Would you pinch out the 1.5 inches on the front bodice, or would you just adjust the shoulder seam so that to pull this out at the 1.5 inches that I need it pulled out? So let me know down in the comment section below. Please give me a like, comment on my methods for altering this pattern, and please, 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 please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I appreciate it very much. Thank you so much for stopping by today and spending a little bit of your precious time with me. It means a lot to me that you would take some time out of your day to spend a little bit with a crazy lady who lives in Europe and talks about sewing her clothes. I really do appreciate your friendship, and I appreciate your comments and your likes and your subscribing. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great day and a great week. And I hope to see you on Tuesday for the live stream and on Friday for Friday Sews. See you then. Take care. Bye-bye.